Well, if not, that's okay. You didn't miss Met. I'm going to get to a request that came in advance, which is awesome. I had a few requests coming in advance, and then we'll start this Q&A or see where it goes. So this is a song called Rogue. Dylan's on. Dylan is amazing. He covers a lot of musicians, but he covers some of my songs, and he does them better than me. Hope you're doing well down there in Carolina. Dylan, here is Rogue. My devotion got me roaming the country again. Seems I focus on the moments I'll never get back, where we all have to lie in the bed that was made by the hunger we fed, to find your forgiveness and set it to rest. A new day's coming. What a beautiful mess. Like a rogue on the sea, yeah, you swept over me. It's all I remember, it's why I believe. Well, there's things in this life can't explain to be true, like the feeling I got when I first looked at you. How could one look make you feel like you can't catch your breath? I've been searching for the air since you slept on my chest. Well, we all have to lie in the bed that was made by the hunger we fed, to find your forgiveness and set it to rest. A new day is coming. What a beautiful mess. The sea is swept over me. It's all I remember, it's why I believe. Well, there's things in this life can't explain to be true, like the feeling I got when I first looked at you. Tears turned to rivers, melted the snow. Out of the darkness, a vision of hope, new ways of being after being alone, healing each other, our mother, our own. Like a rogue on the sea, yes, you swept over me. It's all I remember, it's why I believe. Well, there's things in this life can't explain to be true, like the feeling I got when I first looked at you. Thank you. It's great to be live streaming again. One of my favorite things to do right now. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Root Fire, for hosting us tonight. Let's see here. So I had some questions come in, and I'm going to start kind of rolling through those. This is a Q&A rather than just a performance, but I'll be performing quite a bit as well. So, the first question I had is from Michaela. I know her very well because I teach her guitar lessons, and she is 6 years old. Michaela's question is, how many instruments do you play? I play many instruments. I don't know how to play very many, though. But mainly guitar, drums. Drums was my first instrument. Actually, trumpet was my first. I play piano. But I dabble in a lot of these. I don't feel like I've mastered any of them, really. But thank you for your question, Michaela. There's many more to go. We had a ukulele lesson this morning, actually, which was amazing. So I'm learning ukulele so I can teach ukulele. So thanks for your question. Second question. Where did you grow up and where did you go to college? So I grew up in Mystic, Connecticut for the first few years of my life, and then we moved to Vermont and lived in Vermont for the middle chunk of my life, and then we moved back to Connecticut for high school, and then I went back to Vermont for college. So I've kind of been between the two states, but mainly New England. I've lived in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Vermont many times, and now I live in Rhode Island. I've lived here for almost a decade, and I just love New England. It just has so much to offer, and yeah, it's a very family vibes here, which you probably know if you're from here. So that's my story. Oh, I went to college in Vermont, St. Michael's College, and I studied history and global studies. I was a double major, and I used none of those things. Well, for songwriting, I suppose I use history and certainly traveling the world, playing music is having a linguistics background and global studies was helpful. So, all right, there's a few questions. Ooh, from Shannon, what was your biggest hurdle and biggest inspiration? When I was a sophomore in college, I went and saw John Butler Trio play at the Pearl Street in Northampton, Mass. And there was probably like 200 people there, small club show, and I was just completely blown away. I didn't realize you could do that with an acoustic guitar, and he plays so percussively, and if you know who John Butler Trio are or John Butler is, you should look him up. If you don't, the song Ocean is literally, it's a spiritual journey. And I remember watching that song and thinking to myself, like, that's what I want to do. So that was a pivotal moment. I would say the biggest hurdle I've had is going from being in a full band, Barefoot Truth, to then having to be a solo artist and kind of starting over with just my own name and as a solo artist. It's been a beautiful challenge, but it has been a challenge to get back to where we were as a band and just to kind of continue to evolve and grow as an artist. But as I said, it's a dream to be able to do this. So thank you for supporting me, those who have gone the full spectrum from Barefoot Truth to Will Evans now, today, and into the future. I'm really excited about the music I'm writing now, and I can't wait to share it. So, speaking of, we have a new single coming out on August 28th called Lean In. So there's some new music coming your way. Here they are. All right, I'm gonna going to go into another song. This was a request I don't actually know who this request is from, but if you know, you'll know. Hope you enjoy it. This is actually an old song, Barefoot Truth song, and it's called The Harvest. I think actually this might be for my cousin Jen. I think she might have requested it. Out in Indiana. So this is The Harvest, an old song called, and it's fitting for the upcoming fall season. Don't say it doesn't have to be this way. Just wait another day, 'cause I'm too tired to talk about it. It's okay, 'cause even when things change, there's a part of me that's gonna stay behind with you. 'Cause I'm gonna drink this cup of life until it's gone. I know it don't last long, and I'm afraid without your love that I won't make it through. So I will wait for you in the harvest moon. We'll take it slow, let's try to make this last. We'll pass the hours planning how to pass some more. And if ever I should lose my way, yeah, I know that I will safely land upon your shores. 'Cause I'm gonna drink this cup of life until it's gone. You know it don't last long, just as the end of every storm, the sky is blue. And I will wait for you in the harvest moon. As I will wait for you there. Don't let me pass tonight alone. My life is better now with you here, and I don't wanna sleep tonight alone. So what will come once summer's gone, and when the seasons turn and it takes us back to June? Will it start again? Baby, it's stronger than before. I know the harvest will have an answer for me soon. But till then I'll drink this cup of life until it's gone. You know it don't last long, and I'm afraid without your love I won't make it through. So I will wait for you in the harvest moon. Yeah.
The harvest. Something like that. Ooh.
Jen also asked a question. How has fatherhood influenced your songwriting? So what's funny is I just got a text before we started from my wife saying, Hazel, our daughter, won't go to sleep. So it's influenced me in lack of sleep in particular, but also I never realized I could love something so much. It's such a pure love too. It's just like there's no question. You'll do literally anything for this human being because you're so you're connected to it, and you can't understand that until you live it. And so I'm feeling very inspired by that, and I'm hoping that this next album will reveal some of those truths that I've discovered in this process. But also, a lack of sleep is it's a bitch. It's you get in some weird places, mentally, physically. But I'm hoping sort of that the energy that she provides somehow goes through me as a conduit to the guitar and the music, and it comes through on this next album because I'm feeling pretty inspired with it. Thank you for the question.
Okay, back in the comments.
Oh, thank you, Judy, for the nice compliment. Can't wait to play your rescheduled backyard party. Wow, we got warm regards and gratitude from the Mexican Caribbean. Those would be very warm regards coming from there. Thank you for that.
It is a quick ride home.
Hi, Jasmine. Hope you're doing well. All right. So Root Fire has a lot of reggae artists, and I'm also very inspired by reggae music. So I'm going to play a reggae tune, and it's called Eagle Front. I got love for music. I spread love for music. I show love for music. I got love for music. It's just like love for music. I got love for music. I show love. live without this. You can't make love without this. Without music, you can't make peace without this. Or rise to your feet beside this. You can't find love within your soul without music, cause we believe that this rhythm will carry us on. As the river flow and the sun beat down, we ride common ground. And we believe in the rhythm and beauty of song. So hold on, hold on, let your body catch up to us now. Now people can shake without this. You can't make love without this. Without music, you can't make peace without this. Come on, rise to your feet beside this. You can't find love within your soul without music, cause we believe that this rhythm will carry us on. As the river flow and the sun beat down, we ride common ground. And we believe in the rhythm and beauty of song. So hold on, let your body catch up to us, body catch up to us, body catch up to us now. Ah yes, get up to us now. Oh yeah. So much protection, I should start a collection. Provide me protection from the negative energy. Flood my desires, it's a body that lies. So I'm robbing on something that I wouldn't normally. Control my emotion, on my love and devotion. By the sky, by the rose, you keep watching over me. Use your body control, I'm letting you know. It sets a fire in my soul, and I'm setting you free with this mic device. I spit non-fiction. Who got the power? This be my question. Mass and a few in this donation. The priest, the book, or the congregation. Politics, who rob and hold down your zone, are those who give the thieves the key to their home. The pig who's free to murder one sick black. Yo, I survivors who make you move and murder one back with this mic device. I spin on fiction. Who got the power? This be my question. The mass and a few in this donation. The priest, the book, or the congregation. All the tricks you rob and hold down your zone are those who give the thieves the key to their home. The pig who's free to murder one shit back. There are survivors who make it move and murder one back.
Quentin. Oh, from Corsica?
Je suis content que tu sois ici, Quentin. I have Canadian roots, actually, and Abenaki roots as well, actually. One of my great-great-great-grandfather was a Canadian trapper, and he had a Abenaki wife. So we have a little bit of Quebecois mixed in. Ah, merci beaucoup. I would love to play in France someday. Last year, I guess it was 2 years ago now, I played in Europe for the first, no, actually it was the second time. The first time I played with a band called The Sweet Remains, and the second time I went with Trevor Hall, and we played all over Europe for 2 weeks. We jumped around countries. And it's just so special over there, and the people are just so appreciative. So hopefully Americans will be allowed back in Europe at some point in the near future, and I would love to play over there. So Quentin, spread the word. I would love to play there, so let's do this. I'm going to send this next song is about my family and the kind of hardy nature of those who live up in the Northeast, because it gets pretty cold up here in the winter, and it's a song called The Northeast Kingdom. They were close to Montreal. Yeah. Actually, another funny story. My great-grandfather was deported from the U.S. for counterfeiting, and my dad told me when they were kids they used to. This all came about because I think I was in middle school and I was doing a family tree project. And there was all this interesting information about my mom's family, who are from Wales, Evans' roots in Wales is there was I don't know if they were kings or they had they were land rights owners or they were higher up people in Wales. There was all this interesting information, and my dad's family. Only thing I could find was that his grandfather was a counterfeiter from Canada, and I thought that was awesome. And I asked my dad about it. I'm like, "Hey, did you know that your grandpa got deported and for counterfeiting?" And he's like, "Oh yeah. When we were kids, actually, we didn't think anything of it. We played this game when we would go up to Canada for Christmas. We'd get to the border to bring Grandpa back to Vermont." And we played this game where we'd all throw a blanket over Grandpa and everyone sits on Grandpa at the border. So that's how they would get him in for Christmas. So they could have toot care and play Rummy 500 and drink cheap whiskey in Barrie, Vermont. So I got a lot of love for my Vermont roots and my Canadian roots. So I love playing up there as well. So this one's going out to them. It's a new song called Northeast Kingdom. the sun chasing after. How you gonna fly when you're stuck in your cage? Don't let them tell you that you can't be your master. When the writing's on the wall, man, you gotta turn the page. Heading up to the Northeast Kingdom, with the salt of the earth and the smell of the pine. Clean air and the cold river waters. Get the hell out the way of my blue sky mind, yeah. Feel the rhythm run through me, got me crawling out my skin. I hope I get a few punches in now before I take one on the chin. No more hesitation, 'cause I got the remedy to clean my slate and heal my body. The rhythm set me free, that's why I'm heading home. I'm heading up to the Northeast Kingdom, for the salt of the earth and the blue spruce pine. The clean air and the cold river waters, yeah. Get the hell out the way of my blue sky mind, oh. Let's go, feel that rhythm, shake your soul. Hey, sister, what you see, find that wisdom, set you free. Hey, hey, brother, what you are, let your body take you far. Hey, hey, mama, what you know, and if you're broken, come back home. Heading up to the Northeast Kingdom, for the salt of the earth and the blue spruce pine. The clean air and the cold river water. Get the hell out the way of my blue sky mind. It's a hard way to live, but a good place to die. What's in love? That's a fun one. It's still working it out, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. That one's to you, great grandpa Benoit. Just trying to make an honest living, you know. All right, Blue Sky Mind. Yes, Jasmine. Hopefully see you soon. We got a couple shows coming up. This weekend we have a sold-out show at the Silo in Western Connecticut. It's going to be very properly socially distanced and respectful of everybody. So that's exciting. And then the following week we're actually doing Esker Point, which is one of my favorite shows. I've been doing Esker Point Beach concert for almost 15 years, I feel like, and I thought this was going to be the first year we weren't going to do it, and I got an email a couple weeks ago asking if I would be willing to do a smaller scale version of it. It's this huge beach that usually, several thousand people will show up for this free concert, amazing concert series they put on there in Groton, Connecticut. And so they're going to do a smaller, scaled-down version where people are socially distanced, and they're still going to do it. So, yeah, weather permitting, I will be on Esker Point Beach again next Thursday. And then the following night, I'm up at one of my favorite Rhode Island venues. The Pump House is doing an outdoor show, and that one is only a handful of tickets away from selling out as well. So thank you so much for your support during these tough times. Obviously, playing live music is our bread and butter, and we don't have either the bread or the butter anymore right now, at least for the time being. So live streams and some of these socially distanced shows are all we have for the moment, and we hope you'll come out and have a safe evening with us. So thank you very much for those of you who are coming to those shows. I should answer a couple more questions. I know I'm going to go over to that questionnaire real quick. Oh, here's a surfing question. How did you get into surfing? Most dangerous close call that I've had. I've almost drowned a couple times, and the ocean is a very humbling place, and yet I keep going back for some reason after these experiences. Let's see, I was in Hawaii working on a farm in Maui with my wife in 2011, and I used to go to this place called Honolulu Bay all the time. It's a amazing surf break. World class, and they do competitions there, and I went out on a day that was probably a little too big for me, and there's this section of the wave that breaks right in front of the cliffs, and there's a cave that you can get pushed into if you're caught inside of the white water, and that's just what happened to me, and I paddled for my life, literally, and thankfully there was a little break in the sets and I got out. But yeah, that was a humbling experience, one of many I've had surfing. I got into surfing in the freshman year of college. My friend Pete Miller had a couple longboards, and he lived in York, Maine, so we went down to Maine, and that's where I learned to surf, in Maine. I have not seen any sharks while I've been surfing, but I did live on the Cape and surfed out there for a number of years, and I won't do it anymore. We worked at a marine science and sailing camp for a few years out there, Emily and I, my wife and I, and it was we did a research trip out to the Outer Cape, assisting Dr. Skolmel, who you might see on Discovery Channel. He was doing they were trying to do a cage dive with the great whites there. So we went on a research vessel as like an assistant boat. We were on a little like 17-foot skiff, and we went out of Chatham Bars, and there was a spotter plane, and as soon as we got outside of the breakers, the spotter plane started circling, and over the next half an hour we followed around 3 or 4 great whites, and they're just 100 yards from shore, just cruising the shoreline, and I said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to surf out here anymore. There was a couple that were the same size as the boat, and so beautiful to see them in the wild, but I'm all set with that. I know, and that they're out there, but just the population of seals up there have exploded, so it's just a snack shack, and I'm a slower swimmer than a seal, so. But thankfully, haven't had any close calls with that, and try not to think about that too much. When the waves are good, you're just thinking about the waves. Thanks for the question. Shannon, you really threw a bunch of questions in here. Thank you for that. What do fans do that drain your energy? You know, like when the gig's over and it's like after 1 a.m. in the morning and you're just trying to pack up and you know, the fan that has just indulged themselves maybe a little too much that night and just wants to get right in your face and tell you about how, you know, they play music too and how you should jam together. I mean, I always appreciate how passionate people are about the music, of course, but keep the passion like before 10 p.m. and then go home. The work part of it is really, for me, is staying up late. I'd prefer to go to bed. I wish we could play all our shows at like 3 p.m., like 3 to 5. That would be awesome, and have some sort of like normal schedule a little bit. When I get to a venue and they're like, oh, we added, you know, 3 other openers, so you go on at, you know, 12 midnight tonight. It's like, cool. I think I'll just go home. That was actually our first experience in New York City. We played at a place called Pianos. And we were so psyched to play in the Big Apple. And we went down there, we got into the city at probably like 2 in the afternoon. And it was, you know, a nightmare trying to find parking with a van and trailer. And we got to the venue, we're like, we're here, like, can we sound check? And they're like, no, you sound check right before you go on. We're like, okay, all right, you know, that's not ideal, but we'll work with it, you know, we're good with it. We got a bunch of people coming out. What time do we go on? You guys are on at 12 midnight. Okay, we start at 12 midnight? Like, so we're actually on tomorrow. Because we told everyone we were playing tonight, but apparently we're not playing tomorrow. So that was a beauty. Remember that show well. And on top of that, we got back to our van, and somebody had drawn a nice picture with a spray paint on our van, so we got tagged. So that was memorable. But it's showbiz, you know. Well, anyways, thank you for the question. I'll go back to another song now. Great questions. Great questions. Let's see. So this is a song I'm honestly the most excited about to record, and it's called All My Relations. My child, you can feel it coming, waves across the sea. Close my eyes as it crashes over. Tell me what it means. If we've only this night, will we divide or conquer? It only takes one light to drive through the darkness and prosper. Hold me close, I'm falling out of reach. I can hear the spirits calling me. In my body I must leave. All my relations come to welcome me. I have reached the surface, everything has changed. Deeper breath and a clearer focus, never look the same. If only this night will we divide or conquer. It only takes one light to drive through the darkness and prosper. Hold me close, I'm falling out of reach. I can hear the spirits calling me in my body. I must leave. Yeah. All my relations come to welcome me. Yes, I'm falling out of reach. So yes, moving farther from the ground beneath. In my body I must leave. Yeah. Bandit in the stars above, I will sleep. And over the world hope it hovers like a lighthouse lonely song. One day we will wake up in a league of lovers, and we'll fight against our wrongs. If we were led here and our lives were faded, as if guided one by one, shall we meet again? Will our souls be mated after the burnt out sun? Oh. Oh, my love is an open window, falls from crown to feet, crashing through like the ancient stories, only yours to keep. If we've only this night, will we divide or conquer? It only takes one light to drive through the darkness and prosper. Hold me close, I'm falling out of reach. Moving farther from the ground beneath. In my body I must leave. Yeah. All my relations come to welcome me. Yes, I'm falling out of reach. I can hear the spirits calling me. In my body I must leave. Yeah. Landing in the stars above, I will sleep. I will sleep with you. I will sleep, oh Lord, I will sleep. As the days move on and the seasons turn around, as the mountains reach from the ocean's deep, I will sleep this. As the days move on and the seasons turn, as the mountains reach from the ocean's deep, I will sleep. As I will sleep, Lord, Lord, I will sleep. wants to be on an album. Thanks for hanging in with me, everybody.
Here comes a comment. A question. When you were writing,
Do you tend to have a theme set, or do they, words, tend to originate from pop-in thought from subconscious? Whoa. Sometimes, honestly, sometimes I'll have a melody that comes to me in a dream, and I'll wake up. I've gotten better about it. And before, I used to I'd sing it in my head a few times, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I got it. I'll remember in the morning. And then nothing. Kaputs. But I force myself now to get out of bed, get my phone, and just sing the melody. So I have, I don't know how many incomprehensible voice memos of things that I did, at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And God bless my wife, because she just, I don't even leave bed sometimes. I just lean over and just start humming or singing. But sometimes, every now and then, you get a diamond in the rough that comes out of those voice memos. And as far as the words go, I think just the melody to me kind of dictates the tone, and then I'll try to incorporate some poems I've written, or often I'll just write down expressions or amazing one-liners that I'm like, man, that is good, and try to just build a whole song web or story web around that, just one thing. Try to think of an example for you. Well, the song Rise, I had written in a journal, we will not stand in the shadows cast by our fathers. And I had that in a journal for years, trying to understand what it meant. It didn't, like the choices and the actions of those who may have been relatives of ours, they don't define us, they don't define me. And then, of course, I was able to translate that into a whole song about rising to our full potential, or just being our best version of ourselves, and practicing kindness and humanity, and that tends to be a theme in a lot of songs. Even if I'll start it based on something else, I come back to it because sometimes I just need hope. I need it myself, oftentimes. So, yeah, hope that answers your question a little bit. Thank you for asking. Favorite food joint in Westerly? John Paul. My favorite food joint in Westerly, well, we actually ordered some takeout from the Malted Barley, one of my favorite places in town. I actually really liked the food here when we used to be open. There's a place called Corner Thai, which is also a great stop-in, and during the day, High Tide Juice Bar is the ultimate. They've got great vegan options and vegetarian options, and their smoothie bowls and acai bowls and stuff are to die for. And they're a really great crew that works there. So if you're in Westerly, stop in there. Thanks for the question, John Paul. Let's do it. Let's rise. Oh yeah, one more question from Tara, who can't figure out how to chat on this video. When you first When did you first learn that you had fans who were kiddos, and how did you feel about it? Well, I pride myself on writing music that appeals to kiddos all the way through to older folks, because there's no borders to my music, and that's how I like it. I hope it connects with everybody, and or that they find us. You know, I know every song isn't gonna work for everybody, but hopefully in the collection of work, there's something maybe that you connect with. And I'm influenced by so many different styles of music and genres of music that it ultimately always finds its way into my writing somehow. I start down a path. Oh, I'm gonna write a country song, or I'm gonna write a reggae song, or a hip hop song, and the music I listen to is across the boards, all over. So I hope that my fans are like that too, and hopefully you guys are very accepting. You are so far. The comments have all been nice. Kind folk. You are kind folk. But I love the fact that kids, especially that kids are into the music, and it's funny, my niece's favorite song is Hoka Hey. I think it reminds them of the Moana soundtrack. So if the music career doesn't work out, then maybe I could find a job working writing music for Disney movies.
How does this song go? All right.
Forgot how to play this song. Hold on a second. Welcome to the home of the brave, land of the dollar bill. Cups overflowing, never seem to get off their own. Earth and water, they're falling beyond the eye. Don't hide in the shadows, step into the light. Now we will not stand no door in the shadows, now cast by our Father. Now we gonna rise, hey, yeah, 'cause we are strong, the light is upon us. If we will not stand no door in the shadows, now cast by our Father. Now we gonna rise, hey, yeah, 'cause we are strong, and the light is upon us. Up in the mountains, see. Roots that surround me, ground me to my belief. Yes, they do. I feel this connection to a language we no longer speak. Yeah, listen close to the messages from my ancestry. They're singing earth and water, so falling beyond. Yeah, don't hide in the shadows. Step into the light, now we will not stand no door. In the shadows, now cast by our Father, now we gonna rise. Hey, yeah, cause we are strong, the light is upon us, and we will not stand no door. In the shadows, now cast by our Father, now we gonna rise. Hey, yeah, cause we are strong, and the light is upon us. From my elders and sit by the fire in my other years, yeah. Watch the moon and the stars come up over. Now what would you give, what would you give to see respect for our people, not border? Now I want to live, yeah, with the truth of our words and our honor we no longer say, yeah. Yeah, with us I'll get one of the others, don't push me away. No, no, let the love and compassion was over, now we will not stand. No, no, in the shadows now cast by our leaders, now we gonna rise. Hey, yeah, cause we are strong and the light is upon us, and we will not stand. No, no, in the shadows now cast by our Father, now we gonna rise. Cause we are strong and the light is upon us, we sing it out. Yeah, I said no. Yeah, I said no. Yeah, I said no. Yeah, I said no. I said we will not stand. In the shadows now cast by our Father, now we gonna rise. Oh, cause we are strong and the light is upon us, and we will not stand. In the shadows now cast by our Father, now we gonna rise. Cause we are strong and the light is upon us. Hey. What's up, Bond Man? How you doing up there in VT? Thanks for tuning in. There are very few people I would stay up past 8 p.m. for. Here I am. Look, I encourage you to go to bed if you need to. I really do. I don't want you, you know, those muscles to get out of tone because of a late night streaming, you know? You gotta keep those things tight. No, seriously though, you're an inspiration, man. I hope I look like you when I'm... How old are you now, 60? I know you're only like 40, but... I really do hope I look like you. Putting in that work. We got a question here. Terry, saw you last year with Trevor. Love this song and have been following. Oh, that's not a question. Thank you, Terry. Terry Hall, is she related to you, Dan? No, not related. Chaz, what's up, dude? Hope you got your T-shirt. I remember I mailed it out. Yeah, those of you who order things on the online store, I do all the shipping and stuff, and I have inventory in my basement. So you know, it's coming straight from the source. Free range, organic T-shirts, straight from my basement. They live a good life until they make it to you. And then, you know, they might live a good life. I hope they do. Hey, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. Pete, you're 24? How did you get younger than me? Kyle, how's everything on the Pacific Northwest? John Paul, could you do life as a photograph? Yeah, I could do that. I suppose I could do that. I'm gonna play just a couple more songs, I think, and then I'm gonna go get a pretzel sandwich because we put the order in before the show started, and hopefully they didn't give it away. We all need just a push and a shove every once in a while. Yes. A few small steps and pretty soon you'll be walking for miles. So lean on and trust, the trust that I'm providing and won't you be calm. Just let it happen, said life always seems gonna set you up for a challenge, yes. But don't look away. You just take it on with balance, so strike your pose. And if you start to stumble, you know love will be the motor, gonna keep you strong and humble, yeah. So take good care of one another, be prepared to follow through. The greatest moment comes when your back's against the wall. When it comes around, you don't have to choose, 'cause you know what you do for a moment that you started. Remember when we used to laugh, so breathe through it. As you can do this now, love, life is just a phonograph. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, yes. And every way that you start, and all the bridges you burn, everything that you are, and all the people we meet, you know we travel so far, and all the lessons you learn. Every fall leaves a scar, and those scars are there to remind us not what went wrong, not but what went right. And there to implore us to soldier on as we shoot for them stars. Yeah. 'Cause once you're on the road, you're on, you're gone. You can't stop it once you just set it in motion. And through the ebb and the flow we grow, cause what starts in a stream always ends in the ocean. And all along you keep your head above water, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your legs churning. The humble hustle, we ain't flexing the muscle, we just pick up the shovel and let our work work. Cause when it feel like nobody gonna get your back, you better hold tight, man, hold tight. I'll be with you when you close your eyes, and long after I'm gone, the world keeps spinning, and as soon as it's over, yes, it's just beginning, singing. If for a moment I just don't it, remember when we used to laugh and we'll breathe through it, 'cause you can do this now. Life is just a phonograph. Whew, that song's pretty relevant right now, I'd say, huh? We will get through this. Just gotta breathe, my friends, breathe. Yes, waiting for the day I can get back to the PNW. Nice. What's the most... Peter Driscoll asks, what is the most annoying thing Jay Driscoll has ever done? Jay was my old bandmate in Barefoot Truth, and I would have to say there's very few things that were annoying about Jay. He's my best friend, my best man in my wedding, and just the best dude I know. But the one thing that he would do is, if you were out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and you left to go use the bathroom or something, he would eat your food. On van rides, we used to load him up with a couple pints of Ben & Jerry's. Jay didn't drink or smoke or anything, but he did eat a lot of food. And I can't tell you how many nights we drove from DC back to Connecticut. Through the night, we'd finish the gig, load out at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and drive right up 95. But we would just load Jay up with a couple pints of Ben & Jerry's, and he would get us home. But yeah, you don't want to leave your food, because he's like a seagull. He'll swoop in. Thanks for your question, Peter. Let's see here. A couple last questions. Thanks for doing this. Thank you. Alan D. Burke. I'm hoping to go to your show at the Fairfield Theater. Yes, me too. I hope that happens. But I know we'll get back to some of these great venues eventually. Thank you for your donation, Andrea. Thank you. You have been uplifting and shuffled in our daily home play. Oh, thank you so much. I can't even read this. Elaine? E-L-L-I? Elian. I don't know. I butchered it, sorry. The wife of and losing you. Western Mass. Are you from Western Mass? That's what I got out of that. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I'm glad the music is helping some of you, because it helps me. It does help me kind of deal with all these emotions swirling around out there, and it's just a place to kind of come, get grounded, and just unload all that stuff into just playing guitar and singing and letting it out through creative expression. It's a gift. I'm so glad to have it in my life. So thank you. I'm glad it's bringing some joy to yours through these hard times. And I know you've heard it before, and I'll keep saying it, but just stay positive, stay hopeful, and stay kind. Be kind to each other, and do what you can to lift up those around you, because that's all we got right now is each other, and we can't do this alone. We have to ground down into our foundations and really weather this storm. which we will. So stay safe out there. Thank you, Root Fire, for hosting me. And thanks for staying up late with me. And I'll see you real soon. This is Adam and Eve. Also, thank you to Sugar Shack Sessions, who released my live EP via Root Fire, which is a label. It's the first album I've ever released through a label, which is very exciting. So thank you, Root Fire, for putting this album out. And thank you, Sugar Shack, for being such an amazing platform to share music and expression. Right, give me the keys. Just move like a grain of sand caught in the sea, yeah. So love who you wanna love, it don't matter to me, yeah. I let the rhythm draw you closer now, Adam and Eve. Get your conscience, come on, let's be honest with what you're feeling, lightning in a bottle. We're on the edge now, stay with me and promise I see the truth, man, is hanging by a thread. Ooh, oh, low, 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 low. See, naked on the beach is gonna feel like nothing's out of reach. We gonna hold each other as stars roll under. If our minds start to wander, bring it back to the center. This is how it began before the shadow of man. Now in the arms of our mother, in the distance under. All the people going all different ways of providing the ability to be on the same page. You out in the world, by what you say, the future relies on your actions today. All the people going all different ways of providing the ability to be on the same page. You out in the world, by what you say, the future relies on your actions today. Ooh, oh, no, 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 oh. Let it go now, give it up, caught up in the energy flow now, live it up, what you better be, but it wanna be, see through my third eye, up into the sky, only one life, better let your love fly, let your love fly, give what you can, be a better person, a friend, if you want better neighbors, be better neighbors, do it for the love, man, not for the favors, all of the flavors, colors and greed, take to the street, powerful peace, that's what we need, solidarity, resist temptation, abandon the greed, I'm planting a seed, what if we believe, changing the system, no more division, trust and vision, first people wisdom, about damn time that we all started less than Hindi, Buddhist, non-believer, Muslim, Christian, spiritual gangster, African, Indian, Asian, American, mother, father, sister, brother, red, all the people going all different ways, the father, the brother, to be on the same page, you out in the world, mama, you say the future relies in your actions today, all the people going all different ways, the father, the brother, to be on the same page, you out in the world, mama, you say the future relies in your actions today, taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. Return to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. Return to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. Return to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. Return to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. Return to the ground. Some of you are taken for dust. We are, and thus we will return. And thus we will return now. And thus we will return. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Root Fire, for hosting us, and Ineffable Music, and all you guys putting out a lot of independent, amazing artists that I enjoy so much. I'm happy to join the family tonight, and thank you again for tuning in, everybody, all the kind folk out there. You guys are the best. We'll see you soon.